It's another F1 show, and today we're going to be discussing the story, the breaking news about Tsunoda. And with me to discuss that is Mustafa Jinali. You guys are welcome to another show.
Okay, welcome. So, according to GP Blog, I think that's the name of the channel, it's been leaked that Red Bull is planning to axe Yuki next year, which is not really a big surprise with me. If assuming that Verstappen stays, that means that the options they have will be either for Hajar to drive with them or Lawson. I think either of these would be a good choice. I think I would go with Hajar though because he's a little bit better. But this is nothing new. This is the continually devolving of situation with Red Bull. What are your thoughts, Afolabi?
Yeah, you never know. There's always a story around Red Bull because Yuki, we didn't expect him to hit the ground running per se. And I don't think his performance has been hopelessly woeful. And I would like to find out if this news is really true because it looks like, at least for 2025, it looks like he's locked in for Red Bull. Perhaps maybe for 2026, they may be willing, to replace him.
Yeah, I think he's going to finish off this season, but I'm not surprised that he's leaving next season. Yuki's has always been a Honda guy, and now that Honda's not involved with Red Bull, I don't think they're going to pay Red Bull to keep him there. So I get the feeling that he's never really been liked. I don't know why. Christian Horner doesn't really like him. I'm not sure if even Helmut Marko likes him. It seems like they like proteges that they build up on their own. People like Isaac Hajar, people like Lindblad, people like Verstappen. So Helmut Marko likes to find somebody that he's going to mentor and bring up. And I just got the feeling, I don't know if it's because he's from Japan or something like that. It may be a cultural thing. I won't say it's a racist thing, but it may be cultural. But I just get the feeling that he's always been sort of an outsider on that team. I think he was fantastic as a Racing Bulls Toro Rosso driver, but I think the move up to Red Bull sealed his fate. Not his fault, but it seems like anybody who takes that number 2 with Verstappen has had a bad run. It's like that's the poison chalice.
It's like a poison chalice, yes.
The poison chalice. And I think it shouldn't be because a lot of people are being irrational. We all know that we can't judge these drivers that are the number 2 drivers until we see a car that's correct, because the type of car that Verstappen likes is very pointy and it's getting more and more pointy. And on top of that, somewhere last year, the balance just fell off of that car. I think it's mistakes that they were making with the direction they wanted to go with Pierre Vacher, or it might have even been Newey was cheating with the asymmetric device, but something happened to that car and it went out of its way. Let's just say that maybe Verstappen's driving style was masking the problem with the car, and also the type of car that Verstappen may want is the type of car that does not do well on he likes it so pointy that it doesn't do well on slow corners, especially the constant radius corners that are like a half circle. So I partly blame Verstappen with his driving style. He needs to be more flexible and adapt his style of driving so that he can, when he's on the long corners that are like you and slow, he drives differently than when he's on the fast corners. But it seems like he only wants to drive one way, which is why you see all kinds of problems with setups where he has to make the car more pointy, cut off the back wing. He needs a balanced car, and like all drivers, I know he's the GOAT, but even he has to adapt his driving. And we've seen that he's adapted his driving in some races where he took a tighter line on slow corners. And I think I think the big mistake they went was having him just continue dial up the sensitivity of the front of that car. So I think we can't judge Yuki, we can't judge Lawson, we can't judge Checo for these situations. Oh, hold on, I think this. Let me see. Yeah. Hi, yeah. Did you let Kunle know that we have the link, please? Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Okay, that's Kunle. Sorry. Okay. So I think that was the big issue. So we can't judge those guys. So to me, it's what they should be focused on is getting the right car. I don't think they should get rid of Yuki. Just keep him there. And the reason I say they should keep him there, he struggled with the car all this year. Bringing in somebody new to get reacquainted next year with that position is not good. Just keep him there. He's the most experienced driver, and he's the most successful driver there that's remaining. He's done very well with Toro Rosso or with the Racing Bulls. Checo's gone. They should have kept Checo too. So you might as well keep an experienced driver. But I think there's some other issues. It's political. I think that's one of the reasons he's leaving. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's political. And I think now that Christian Horner has left, I think there's a good chance that he will see out the end of 2025 because Christian Horner is a hard person to please. so to speak. He keeps you on your toes. You just have to be near perfect.
Although Horner's gone now, so
Yeah,
yeah,
Horner
but
is gone now. We saw what happened to Checo last year. So I think they should persist with him. Like you rightly mentioned, he's a very good driver. He did very well at Racing Bulls. So, and but they said Red Bull was looking at Arvid Lindblad and Isaac Hadjar at the time. I don't know if there was any substance in
yeah,
that story,
if
but
Lindblad comes, yeah,
but
my guess is that
the F1 driver circuit is like musical chairs, you know. They seem to go around and come around, and you never know what will happen. But Christian Horner was quoted as saying that even if no future seat was available, that they would release him from his contract. So we don't know the timeline he gave for this before he left Red Bull. But I think that they should persist with him. That car is a very, very difficult car to drive. It's not easy
yeah.
to drive at
The
all.
only other thing I can think of is that they need to make room for Hajar, not for Hajar, for Lindblad. So if Lindblad comes, he's definitely going to be in the Racing Bulls too, and he might be with Lawson. So maybe they're thinking they're going to have to get rid of either Yuki or one of those three. I don't think they're going to get rid of it. They're not going to get rid of Hajar. They're not going to get rid of Lawson. They should get rid of him, and they're not going to get rid of Hajar. So the only person that's expendable is Yuki. Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, yeah.
But I think, to be honest with you, Lawson should be out. Lawson doesn't need to be in F1. To be honest with you, that's what I think. But good luck to Yuki. The only options that Yuki will have now are perhaps being a second driver. I mean, being a reserve driver for Aston Martin, because Aston Martin is a Honda. But it will have Honda working with them, which will be sad, but at least he'll still be in F1. But as you see right now, F1's competitive, man. It's very difficult to get in.
That's what I wanted to say. It's always like that for rookies. You
really trying to get in?
No, he hasn't come in yet.
Okay.
It's always like that for rookies. You either sink or you swim. There's very little chance to settle in. And so it has not been easy for him. His maiden Formula One weekend was his home race, I think at Suzuka. So, and there was a lot of pressure on him. So it hasn't been easy for him. So these rookies usually are the fall guys. Whenever there's a
although Yuki's been there for a long time, it's just that it's too competitive. You have Ralph Schumacher and Bottas who are fighting for a position in Chevrolet where it seems like Checo's coming in. So it doesn't mean you're a bad driver if you don't have a seat in F1. Bottas was a reserve driver, so now, and Bottas is a better driver than Yuki. So I guess now Yuki might get lucky. He'll be lucky if he can even be a reserve driver. But
I think it's between Bottas and Mick Schumacher for who will be the second seat in Cadillac.
Yeah, because the Checo is going to be the first seat. So yeah, we can move on over to that now.